everybody!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 14 of, I believe, of the Trilogy Media Podcast.
Trilogy Media Podcast.
Today we have us.
Me, you, me, and you!
We haven't done an episode solo for a while, so we're like, you know what? We have some topics, some things we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Our topic is law enforcement, and oh my God, we are going to go deep.
We came from amazing country, UK, recently. We've done a couple arrests over there. We dealt with international police department. So we decided to make this episode and talk about what's happening in our backyard.
It's a recurring topic that we get probably asked more about than anything else in our comments, that we get criticized about more than any other criticism as far as their involvement. There are so many things to talk about, so many lies to correct, so many fallacies to expose.
Why you never call police? Why you don't do these? Do these.
We're going to talk about, honestly, our experience from day one up until now with all ranks of law enforcement that we've encountered. We're going to tell you all the juice, all the tea right now.
No separation. We're going to talk about scammers, cash mules, the one that police department and
Predator
police,
catching,
predator catching, our
stings,
experience with police, their everything.
Corruption, everything.
Deduction.
Right now. Brace yourself.
Brace yourself.
Thank you so much for
Buckle
being
up.
here. And of course, as always,
911 emergency.
Oh wow. I'll do the title when you're done. And welcome to the Trilogy Media Podcast.
Let's do this.
Saying, what the are we gonna do now? We talk already so much, especially you. Next year will be Trilogy's 10-year anniversary. Is it good?
Hamlet was amazing.
Put a traffic cone on it.
Giant mug.
I only run away from danger or towards pizza.
Put cappuccino frappuccino in your ass.
What the fuck is that?
I don't want to give you compliments that you have a big dick, so I'm gonna give you that you have a big nose.
We haven't offended someone in the first 10 minutes. Is it really a podcast?
You know, you have your heart, you have the will, you have my blood. You're going to do well in LA. He collapsed. Sudden heart attack. 5 days in a coma. Gone. Sometimes you need a hero to be like, hey, I got you.
I went to the bathroom and I cried. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, my entire life, I've just been a bulldog. It was tough. So we started selling everything we had.
You guys obviously confront scammers face to face.
We almost got killed.
I found myself in a group chat with like all the predator catchers.
She said, let's blow Africa.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, this bitch not getting any single fucking dollar
I'm
from
not
us.
a fan of cutting things to change the narrative.
We're gonna show everything that we saw.
That's why I like you guys do.
Oh,
Fuck.
dude, this is bad.
Dude, what the f is this?
This is like you're writing down like Borat ideas, like on how to kiss a black girl in front of her boyfriend.
Oh my God.
Excuse me, my friend having birthday, can you blow me? You have underage kids, you have a monster at home, giving me fucking chills.
I have so many fun questions.
So this is one of those somehow rare occasions that me and Ash doing episode together, which is good. We have.
You miss me?
It's been a while. Absolutely not. Why would I do that?
Absolutely.
You want to
fucking
cheers with Steve
no.
Weasel? Absolutely not.
Shout out Benjamin Blocksy.
Yeah, brother.
What a fuck.
What a fuck. It's actually good that it's been a while since you and me sit down and talk because we've done so much.
We've had 69 guests, which has been awesome.
We did.
And we actually haven't filmed an episode in a while because we've been so stacked up.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the water. Stuck up.
Stuck up?
Yes.
Stocked up.
Stocked up.
Stuck up too, maybe.
Stocked
Maybe you're
up.
stuck up, a little stuck up.
We have a very interesting topic
Yeah.
to talk.
Welcome to guys to the podcast.
Welcome,
yes,
welcome.
it had been a
Rumbling,
while.
bumbling.
I was just going to go in and see, have we had a solo episode since episode 3? And no, we haven't. We did 1 and 3 together, and then everything else has been with other people.
Wow.
So
It's crazy because we built our podcast studio in January and we recorded either at the end of January or the beginning of February.
this is
now it's
episode
July.
14 of the main ones, and we've done another 13 bonus episodes. So
Yeah.
shit.
That's a lot.
So the idea for this, guys, came out of something that comes up a lot and we are able to talk about it in little spurts, when we do narrations for our videos. Obviously we have a lot of interaction with law enforcement.
I think London, it's definitely give us like an idea about, what? Let's talk about law enforcement.
We have so much interaction with them, and then we do a narration for a video, and we'll talk about like that instance, right? Or someone will ask us on a live stream and bring up, oh, remember that time, and then we kind of talk about it briefly there. There's never really been a time where we have been able to just lay it out from start to finish. And I think a good place to start would maybe be our very first interactions with law enforcement when it comes to scam baiting.
Which is when we said that we're going to talk about law enforcement, but also we said that we're going to talk a lot about child predator boss and police involved.
Well, everything law enforcement, because anytime we've talked about law enforcement, it's been about a specific thing.
True.
A specific bust, or even just child predator catches in general. But then, we get comments of like, well, then why don't you get the same shit with scammers? And
we have an answer for that.
We have a million answers for it. I could talk for hours about this, and a lot of it is really frustrating. But we've had encounters with law enforcement all the way from patrol on the streets, calling 911, all the way up to, working with federal agents, of which in certain things we can talk about, certain things we can't. But it's more about the kind of broader scope when you look back to the very first time we ever involved law enforcement. You know when it was? The first time?
I actually was just thinking right now to bring a Sanctuary City experience.
That's why I wanted to do this. Because we've had the complete full spectrum of experience, from really good to really shitty.
Is it freaking our guy in the park? Was our first time?
No.
That was 2022, 2023.
No, there was one in 2020.
Who?
When we did the post office debacle, episode 2 of Scammed, when the owner called the cops on us, actually, even though we were about to call.
Yes.
About
shady activities in PO boxes.
Whatever he said. I forget what the fuck he said.
Yeah.
But when they show up, right? Mm-hmm. That was the first time you and I have ever been face to face with law enforcement.
Wow.
Under
2020.
Under the situation of explaining a scam bait, which is really difficult to do.
Which is one of the cops were amazing. And one of the cops, police officer, he said, I getting these emails and text messages all the time. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm getting robocalls left and right. He was like very like, dude, it's happened to me. And I'm assuming that's happening at this situation right now on this crime scene.
It's a recurring theme and a recurring topic on almost every video we do now, ever since 2020. Now that the majority, not every video, but the majority of our videos are very much in the field, talking to people, sometimes calling the cops on people.
Yeah.
And
we learned our lesson.
We went from always calling the cops on scammers to never calling the cops on scammers. Why is that? And that's something, again, when we do a narration in a video, we talk about it fleetingly. Is that a word? Fleetingly? So, but there's reasons why, and it never goes away. The comments never go away about, oh, you never get anything done, or why don't you involve the cops? Yeah. Why don't you involve the feds? I want to address that, because we do. And people just assume, because
if they don't see in the video,
they watch a 45-minute YouTube video, which encompasses 6 weeks of work. They assume that because it's not in there, that it didn't happen. Which so much happens after these videos go up. And that's what's also interesting. It's like people wonder why law enforcement aren't involved, but it's the videos that kick off their involvement in a lot of cases. So I want to talk about all of this.
Yeah, maybe the great beginning is going to be...
We also have viewer questions about this we're going to poll to kind of jumpstart some topics as we go.
That's amazing. Maybe it's going to be great to start of how we start doing our confrontations and receiving call from .gov. That was the beginning of our establishing relationship or friendship or any connections.
Kinda, even
Because
though
it was like based on the videos that we've done with the PO boxes, with confrontation.
You know what might help us if I pull up our chronology of videos and see, because we were calling cops before that happened. Like that .gov call that you're referring to came in after, because that call was about like one of the Palm Springs mules, which was way into our channel's like existence of dealing with law enforcement. I'm gonna have to scroll way the fuck back here. But like the first one was Susan. We didn't call up cops on Susan. Second one was the post office, which there was no mule face to face, but they were still involved. Third one was the Asian mule in San Francisco, who we just decided not to in that moment because of he was giving us a lot of information. Yeah, and he was afraid for his life. And
red-handed.
Yep.
Yeah. This
right
one.
Here.
Is that still 2020, right?
That video went live on June 27th, 2020.
5 years ago.
And then the one after that was Luxury Apartment Pink Shirt Dick, which
it was no cops involved.
Yeah, I wonder why we didn't call. We were unsure, and that's the thing that I really wanted to bring up is that like we were still figuring this out. We kind of still are. Like fuck, sue me. This is uncharted territory. We took each case individually about what we would do, and it was kind of off and on. And then there was a period of time where we always called, and then now we never do when it comes to mules. And there are reasons for all of this.
Yeah.
And every video has been a different experience, and we've had the complete opposite spectrum of amazing experience and terrible experience. Not shout out to Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
It's actually interesting because we did PO Box, and the owner of PO Box, the old man, called cops on us. And remember that beach slapping lady when she hit camera on Grizzly's camera?
Right here. This one was in
They called cops on us.
I know. Which I think we were going to call them anyway at that point. Yeah, this one went up in December of 2020. Shit.
Oh, wow.
So 2020, I didn't realize how much we did in 2020.
Oh, we did a lot. We did a lot.
Because when was 13. The very first one was Susan. And that was, sorry, I have to go into each of these to get the dates. But the first one, June 13th, 2020. So we'd hit the ground fucking running in like spring, summer 2020 when everything was shut down and we had to completely change the course of our life after fucking signing a 2-year lease in our office in January of 2020, by the way. That's always fun. And then 2 months later, the fucking world shuts down. You still got to pay that rent.
And in June, we're already with new show. That's crazy. Well, that's the thing. A lot of it's going back to this conversation.
So much to talk about. Yeah,
it's so much to talk about, and maybe we can bring like these questions that are happening over and over and over again. Why, when you do child predator confrontations, why you have arrests immediately when you call cops, and when you call cops for scammers, why nothing happens?
This one too. This fucking guy with the shirt over his face.
Yeah. Coughing like a freaking maniac.
Did he call or did we call?
He called.
He called. But we were there to explain it. And they never showed up.
They never show up.
I'm trying to figure out when the first time was that we called, they showed up and did nothing. Was it Sanctuary City?
I think so. Nothing else coming to my mind.
Because this guy, the young kid at the Airbnb in Palm Springs, this one actually jump-started a lot of our Fed work.
Yes.
Dallas, they called on us.
They called on us.
That's funny. Actually, they call on us more often than we call on them.
Yeah.
Isn't
because
that
we were sitting in the car for 2 hours and
ironic.
Neighborhood Watch, they sent cops on us. Malice in Dallas.
This one was a Chinatown one and out of Chicago. This one was a gun one in Chicago. It's like every single one has been its own thing. But yeah, I think maybe the first time, this one in Florida, that dumb bitch.
Can state, can write, can fuck. These happen.
He called on us when he held us hostage in the parking lot. That's fun. Gosh, I guess I didn't.
Sanctuary City.
I didn't actually really think about it. That for that. Well, first of all, that we've had them called on us more often than the alternative. And then, Sanctuary City would have been not too long after that, right?
Is it 2022, 2023?
Fuck. Oh, okay. Well, no, Patricia was before that.
All right.
But that one's a different one because there was cash there.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't calling for getting someone arrested.
We can stop and talk about this Patricia case.
Yeah.
Because that video is still till present day is
one of the most viewed videos on our channel.
But not only views is great, you know, helping blah blah blah, but also as of now, in half a decade, that's the only one happy ending story.
Kind.
For Susan, we did GoFundMe, but I'm talking about that.
I guess in the
victim
moment.
sent cash, and that cash got returned back in her hands. It's the only one that happened.
An outcome you can never plan for is having their cash show up in the very precise golden hour between delivery and Mule being there, which he was there.
He was there.
Sanctuary City came after our first few pred catches. So we were calling cops on preds already before Sanctuary City happened. So it's almost like it's almost like we got a revitalized confidence in law enforcement when we did three catches. First episode is a completely different disaster. But we called cops on predators for Elmer and for Tony. Both got arrested.
Not my pants, not my dick.
So we almost had like a rejuvenated confidence in it. And then fucking Cash Mule in Culver City, and they show up and nope. No, it's okay. Even if he's a double homicide suspect, nope. Sanctuary City can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah. And that clip actually when
that had a revitalized, especially. I mean, look, we make no comments on politics or any of that shit. We just deliver you the facts. But that clip did have a revitalized virality, especially in like conservative news media, because they were like, it was a very heavy topic about the immigration stuff and everything. So, but it revitalized another anger in people of like, what the fuck? Because the way that the cop explained it isn't true. Like he made it sound like you being in a sanctuary city almost exonerates you from any crime. Murder has nothing to do with immigration. Murder is murder. So like, why would you let him go because you're in a sanctuary city? That makes no sense. The only thing a sanctuary city is supposed to protect you from is having like, I'm going to misquote it probably, but having like unprompted like immigration research into your background without any other reason to, like, you know, like.
And that Red admitted that he was in trouble for that. He was either on tourist visa or something. It was a whole mess. But a
sanctuary city is a city or other jurisdiction that limits its cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. While there isn't a single universally agreed upon definition, that's weird, sanctuary cities generally restrict local law enforcement from inquiring about a person's immigration status or holding individuals based on immigration detainers unless they are suspected of other criminal activity, which is what he calls
which is exactly what happened to us.
Disaster. But the cop said, no, he's in a sanctuary city. We can't do anything.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
But meanwhile, he confessed that yes, I live in New York. I came specifically to LA to pick up this package. I'm gonna get paid for this. I'm moving the money, cash, like everything. And they said we cannot touch him because it's sanctuary city. Yeah, that was the first load of shit on our faces.
So what's also interesting is I guess I also never really put this together because all of these videos are just a mush in my mind of memory. Yeah.
Oh, mush.
You know, even now we have to look up what year these came out because we don't even fucking remember.
Yeah, because we made like 169 videos.
I know. More than that.
Yeah.
But our uptick of calling cops with predators and scammers kind of coincided.
That's true.
So when we were starting with preds and we were getting arrests almost every single time, with the exception of that first one, which is a cataclysmic disaster of a police force, the San Diego Police Department.
We end up being the bad guys in this situation.
Of course we did. We're always the bad guys.
Decoy, us, in wife's
family trauma. It's all
family
our fault.
drama, and police letting him go. Oh yeah.
We won't get into that one because we have beat that one to death ad nauseum. I have entire episodes on Trilogy Plus of me just completely dismantling some of the hateful theories and opinions against us and our actions in that video. I fully stand by everything that we did, but we're here to talk about law enforcement. That law enforcement action was an absolute atrocity and an embarrassment to humanity. beyond that, though, it was actually our next predator catch that we were in Glendale. And I don't even know why we went to Glendale. It was not planned that way for any law enforcement reason. It was just a logistical decision.
Accident. Yeah. Because we were looking for houses that is available in the radius that we put around our office.
Yeah.
And it just happened that house.
I don't know if Courtney was flying into Burbank. Maybe we were looking in that area. I don't know why we picked Glendale, but there was Airbnbs available. We were looking for something that wasn't going to be too populous, even though that intersection is pretty busy. But I don't know. We booked it in Glendale and we called the cops and they showed up and they were a shining fucking example of what law enforcement should do.
And is it our first time when we got security, the one who fell asleep?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Disaster.
Yeah. We hired security because it was the first time doing a sting
house. Which
house.
cost so much money.
It was a disaster.
And
shout out to them. They did end up refunding us. That's why we didn't put them on blast, because they refunded us. But it was a lot of fucking money and it was a waste of money. And they were a disaster. Not only was guy number one high and late, he didn't even show up a second day. So they sent another one, but we were paying for armed security. The second one didn't even have a gun.
Yeah, the second one, he was like, I secure properties on Walgreens and, Best Buys and stuff. He was like, I just do it inside of the grocery store.
We never did that again. That was a shit show. But
waste of
that
time
was our
and money.
first introduction to Schoonmaker. And Officer her last name is Schoonmaker, but Officer High Heels, as she has since been
High Heels.
aptly
She
dubbed.
got promoted, right? She's a captain now.
Here's where the line now kind of comes for us and the way that we have seen it more often than not. Predator arrests, when you have a competent law enforcement agency dealing with this, predator arrests are very arrestable because there is a criminal and a victim. That's it.
Well, actually, it's not true.
Okay, tell me why it's not true.
And I'm going to tell you why. Gideon, either he got arrested, almost got arrested. Other predator cage content creators, if you go to a different state, when you go to different cities, a lot of them got in trouble for doing this. We just found
no. Okay.
What no?
You said what I said wasn't true. It's not.
No, it's easy. Like, look, in our case, it's true, but it does not apply for the whole.
Okay. That's why I prefaced it by saying, if you have a competent law enforcement agency and it's done the way that the law is supposed to work, yes, there is a criminal.
Which is lucky.
And we'll get to, I was going to get to that about the repercussions of the catchers, which is astronomical horseshit, because what law is being broken?
What is that, the other guy, Colorado or something, that Courtney put us through, and he got, either they put him on probation or something. He got arrested.
Well, Colorado Pet Patrol is a different one. I know who you're talking about there, but no, I think the one that you're talking about is Alex Rosen.
Yeah. We were texting him, right?
Was he in Colorado? I don't remember. Yeah, we were texting him because Alex Rosen got arrested for something, disorderly conduct. And I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know. It sounds like horseshit to me, but there's a lot of corruption and bullshit, and also probably a lot of disdain from certain law enforcement against people like us, because it kind of, in some ways, unintentionally makes it look like we're doing their job for them, and that's never the intention.
Yeah.
They don't have time to do a lot of the shit that we're doing, but they should take what we're doing seriously. But that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is that predator catches are easier to arrest because you have victim, and it's a decoy, but it's still a victim,
right,
in a certain kind of way, and one criminal, versus scammers, at least the scams that we go after, are unbelievably convoluted, confusing, and separated by many degrees of separation. They're done that way by design. But if you're talking about head honcho call center boss in India down to poor Susan being stolen from in San Diego, how many layers are between those two people?
How many cash mules? How much time money will go from one set of hands, another one?
It doesn't go from Susan, like, just for the sake of the example, Rajesh Goenka, owner, call center mob boss, to Susan in San Diego.
Yeah.
The money doesn't go from Susan to Rajesh's pocket. It goes 69 literally places before it gets to Rajesh's pocket. And
everybody gonna get a cut, and that's why the end is gonna be
And that's when there is a victim. When we're scam baiting, there really isn't a victim.
There is no victim. Yeah.
You could say the same thing for predator catches because it's a decoy. It is the same. In my opinion,
but the motive,
it's the same.
Yeah.
It's a bait. It's a setup. but it's not a setup in the sense that some people say entrapment because they don't understand what the fuck entrapment means. But it's a
Your favorite
setup.
public defender.
Motherfucker.
He said it wasn't, yeah.
Oh no, he said way worse. He didn't. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that dipshit if we want. He said way worse. Yeah.
We kidnapped him.
He was accusing us of doing other crimes, which is just not true. It's just absolute. I fucking wish I could sue that motherfucker, but as I was told by an attorney, because it was done because he said those things on a court record, he's immune. Because I talked to an attorney about this. I'm like, can I sue him for defamation because he went on public record and accused us of kidnapping somebody, of posting revenge porn on somebody, of holding someone. I forget all the words he used, but he accused us of hostage, some horrible crimes.
Kidnap, blah blah blah. Yeah.
And I'm like, it's on a public record. Like that's defamation. And she said to me, unfortunately, and he knew this, he's immune because it was in court. Because he said it in court, he's immune from that. If he had said it to NBC, it'd be different.
Yeah.
But he said it in court, which sucks for us because we can't do shit about it. But I think we held him accountable the best way we know how to.
So many laws.
But because the first thing, which is fucking frustrating, when we call the cops on a cash mule, they show up. Their first question is, "Where's the victim?" Right?
Yeah.
Who lost money?
And you will raise your hand. I was like, well, I played old character Mortimer.
And here's the most difficult thing. Here's what's frustrating, because when they show up for pred catches, what?
No, good.
Do you not agree with my
I
sentiment?
Agree. No. There is a war going on in National Head. There's 69 thoughts.
It drives me
jumped from
insane.
one to another
because
one
you
to
could
another
say
one
the
to
same
another
thing
one.
about pred catching. They show up. We call about a guy meeting a 14-year-old. They say, "Where's the victim?"
Yeah, exactly.
There is no child.
Yeah.
Because you know how horrible it would be if we actually used a child to bait. We would never do that. That's stupid. That's horrible. That's dangerous. Fuck that. But people in the comments sometimes like, well, she's not really 14, so what's the crime? Go fuck yourself. First of all, the penal codes already make it a crime if the person believes they're a minor. It doesn't matter if they're actually a minor. If they believe they're a minor or should have known they're a minor, it makes it a crime. But that aside.
And actually like that, because when the good police, which is our Glendale PD, they will come, and when they will start conversation, and he said, no, she was not 18. And the first question that he will ask, where you believe that she was underage?
Were you here under the impression?
Yeah, under impression
Right.
that she was 14. And dumbass, the one with the Magnum condom, he said yes.
Yeah. Well, if I were their attorney, I would tell them all to shut the fuck up.
Right.
But I'm not on their side. I don't want to make it easier for predators.
The way they talk, with the way police officers
Oh, yeah.
talk,
That's what I was going to say.
with pedophiles, where you under impression
Right.
that this person was underage.
And they're doing that to have a better chance at a conviction.
Yes.
We can already prove that with the chat logs.
Yep.
So even if they show up and he says not a fucking word, which is what he should do, is say nothing. But even if he says nothing, we have enough proof that any cop with a brain
Conversations,
could still
audios,
take
phone
action.
calls, and of course, chats.
But if he gets another fucking public defender, which finds some kind of way to weasel out of why the chats aren't proof, even though they are proof, then they would have the confession to support it and he could still get convicted. But if I was his attorney, I'd say shut the fuck up. But I'm not his attorney. I want to expose him for being a piece of shit. So I'm just going to let it roll. But what you could say is when they show up for a cash mule and they say, who's the victim? There isn't one.
Two parallels.
You could still say the same thing with predators.
Yeah.
But why is one successful and one is not? Well, the answer is the complexity of what we're dealing with. Wire fraud and scams involve so many people. A predator preying on a child involves two people.
Two people, yeah.
So
the degree of separation, we have a victim and we have a criminal, right?
Now,
so we have two people.
Now, for those watching, which is probably most of you, that are very familiar with the refund scam and how it works, and you've seen any Scam Baiters videos, it's probably one of the most prolific scams, certainly most prolific tech support scam that's out there. For those of you that understand it, imagine a cop or any human walking up to you that's never heard of it before, asking you to explain it. You have to explain it under pressure because you're in a heated situation with a lot of cops in a limited time frame. You have to explain it in 30 seconds or less. And you have to explain it in a way that's going to have the best chance for an outcome while all these cameras are rolling, all these cops are waiting around, and there's no victim. Yeah. Explain it. And not only explain the refund scam, but explain how scam baiting a refund scam works in the sense of the law. And in the sense of a practical action being taken right now. They don't care about the call center. They don't care about, they're in India. They don't care about the bait even. All they care about is you're calling it on this guy that was here to pick up cash. But you have to give all this extra context that doesn't matter now, but it matters to the explanation. It's extremely difficult.
And I faced that when I was not by myself, but without you in Chinatown, the video that's going to be coming in September. That was exactly what you just said. But the majority of time I have your ass who can speak English, and even you like, fuck, I have 30 seconds, 1 minute. I need to explain all these conflicted who is better, what the fuck I'm doing.
And we'll talk a lot about Chinatown because we're going to do a whole narration on it. And had I known that any of that was going to happen, I would have been there with you.
Yeah, no, I know.
The only reason I wasn't is because that bust was kind of an afterthought, and it was also at nighttime, so we didn't like.
And also, we were late on the video that you were working on.
I was trying to finish editing a video,
Yep.
but also like the cops, even though in London they were willing to do stings with us, it was only within business hours. So that one was nighttime. We didn't expect to have any backup. No. It ended up working out, and I'm so happy he got arrested. And that guy is getting charged. It's amazing. But had I known all of that shit, I would have said, "Fuck the edit. We'll push it a day," and I would have been there. But circumstances are what they are. You make decisions in the moment, and I wasn't there. Same thing happened with in Kashmir when going to get Munir was kind of an afterthought because it was like on the last day.
That's right.
I was trying to back up our footage with no power or internet connection,
no power,
and I was trying to
and
protect.
we went just on a kind of like tour.
Right.
Let's go tour around.
Well, and I was trying to prepare our footage in the off chance that it got seized at the airport, that it would still be on a cloud somewhere. That was freaking me out because I'm like, if I get some corrupt fuck at Delhi airport or Kashmir airport and they take all my shit, our entire 3-week trip is in the garbage. So I was doing the best I could to compress the files and back them up just so they were recoverable on a cloud with not even barely any internet, but a power grid that shuts off at an unknown time every day. Fucking disaster.
It was a disaster.
So anyway.
But
So back to Chinatown. We're going to talk about that at length, but usually I'm there to explain it. But even me, who has a relatively sophisticated vernacular, has a really difficult time explaining not just the scam, but then why it's a scam bait, why we're here,
and why this person
is guilty, even though there's no cash, no victim, no blood, no fingerprints. It's just us and this guy in an empty fucking box. How am I going to explain this to they understand that he's guilty of something?
While 5 police officers, cops' cars, pressure, it's so much going on, and I'm actually so fucking happy that when it happened in Chinatown, one of the security patrols for Chinatown ended up being ex-cybersecurity crime employee.
Well, see, that helps.
Who came and he was like, oh, hold on 1 second. Is it because of this and this? Or he was like, oh, I understand everything. What are you talking about?
But it's almost never the case.
No.
So for those in the comments that come to a Cash Mule confrontation video, maybe it's their fault. And I try to give you the benefit of the doubt. I try not to roast you too much until you're like, oh, you should have done this or should have done that.
I think it's not roasting. I think it's more explanation.
Well, it depends on the commenter.
Right.
But for those that are genuinely curious, if you're watching,
why you
let's say the
USC
video is a perfect example. And people ask, because that video, a lot of people watched it, and he was definitely guilty. And stuff has happened since then that I can't talk about, but I know it's happened, and just it's frustrating because then they go in the comments and they're like, well, nothing happened. This video was pointless. I'm like, but what did happen was because of this video. So go fuck yourself. Just because you don't know doesn't mean you know. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was a perfect example. People come and they watch a video for the first time, or maybe they're just passing by, they see one of our videos and we never hear from them again, but they'll leave a comment and be like, why didn't you involve the police? Well, the truth is, we stopped calling the cops on cash mules as a default for us, the way we run things. Now, obviously, if there are other crimes committed, we're going to call immediately. If we're in danger, or someone gets hurt, or they commit another crime, then we're going to call the cops. But
or there is evidence, or there is a freaking they holding like $100,000 or $20,000
that guy
cash.
Having those videos, had he had the cash in his car, it might have been a different story. But again, still at that point, all we were working with is fake cash and some guy standing there acting like a dumbass. But we don't call, because as soon as we call the cops and they show up, it stops being about the investigation, and it becomes completely about trying to educate the cops on how the scam works. And then once they're there, we're always separated. We can't talk to the mule anymore. So they show up usually pretty quickly. They separate. We can't talk to the mule anymore. So our wish or our hope to get any additional information whatsoever that we can productively report to federal authorities later goes out the window when local PD shows up. And we'll no longer, and even if we convince the cops and everything goes great, we're still not going to talk to the mule because they're going to tell the mule to go. They're not going to arrest him. We know that. So they're going to take the report. The mule fucks off. We never hear from him again. And that extra few minutes, perfect example with the USC guy, that extra half an hour that we stood there while it was getting dark and he was shivering and he talked to his boss, we actually gained a lot of intel there. Yeah. We got, which, footage doesn't always end up in the video because we report this shit. We got footage of him committing this crime for real with real cash before. We got phone numbers and everything of his boss. We learned that they rent the car for him. That's a big piece of intel. Like, whereas otherwise we may spend a bunch of time wasting time trying to track down the license plate.
Where do you meet? He was like, we usually meet in downtown LA in very public locations. We got the address
of where he drops the cash off. We got information that they don't let him bring his own phone or his own car keys or his driver's license or anything. Yeah. Like we learned a lot because we had 45 minutes with the fucking guy standing out in the cold. Whereas had we called the cops like some people think we should, they show up and we get none of that shit. And it's the same rigmarole every fucking time. So that's the blanket answer.
Yeah. Well, to sum up everything what Ashton said, if you first time watching our videos and you ask genuine question with no sarcasm, no nothing like, hey guys, why didn't you call cops? Because for these exact reasons, cops would not do anything. They don't even aware what the heck is going on. How does it work? And if you bring the cops, it stops us to get all the information, all the details, what happened. Because as a private journalist, we can, if the victim, cash mule, if the criminal / cash mule is talking, we can gain so much information about these specifics, about, different ways. So we don't call cops anymore. Cops will distract and cops will actually waste our time and everybody's time, now, and they're going to let cash mule go.
And I'll say this too, just because we don't call the cops on the day doesn't mean we don't involve them. Having dick problems. We need to order more of these fucking things. I know they keep breaking these things. It just means we don't involve them. We report everything, and we have amazing people like Chappie that have direct lines into certain people that can actually do something about it, and that happens every single time. But the big but, giant but, is that law enforcement takes fucking forever to do anything. There will never be an action taken on the scene.
You have Sheila who lost $1 million, right? And she reported to police and FBI. You know how many responses did she get? Absolutely zero, negative 69. We will have more success doing it our way, being independent, not to rely on anybody. We will gain, we will be good cop, bad cop, get information as much as we can and give to right people in law enforcement. That's it. And the rest, they will do it.
And most of the time, when we have a Fed or someone from that US Gov phone number that calls us, when they're calling about a video we've made, almost every time it's from a video that we released more than a year ago. That's how slow this shit happens. Like, and one in particular that we got very involved with if you watch the robocall, you'll learn about the testifying that we did.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that we testified in front of a grand jury about a video that you may have seen and may have left a comment under saying, why didn't you involve the cops?
Yeah.
Because that part comes after.
2 years later.
2 years later. And that was years ago and still haven't heard of anything actually happening.
Yeah.
The prosecution and the arrests are 1,000% out of our hands. We have no control over that because we're not cops. And we don't think that we're cops, unlike some people say in the comments.
Like, you're not cops, you cannot do this.
Yeah, shit, Sherlock.
We know we're not cops. But what we can do is learn about tactics, about type of scams, and just bring that awareness to you, and you're gonna pass to your mother, grandmother, or people that you love, and that's all we can do.
Those first few episodes that we did back then in 2020 when we were going, and even like the first 4 or 5, every single one had a drastically different outcome. Whether it was Susan, who's a victim, Post Office, which was a wild goose chase, the Asian guy in San Francisco scared for his life, pink shirt asshole, like all of these had drastically different outcomes. And genuinely, like, as much as we love to make content, and that is our number one, like, what got us into this, but we were doing those busts the way we did them because we were genuinely curious. What the fuck is happening here? Now, we've done it enough times now where we can find a lot of similarities,
yeah,
patterns, and learn based on past experience.
We can predict things at least a little bit now.
Let's say those first 5 that were all so different, we genuinely had no fucking clue what was going to happen.
Because it's never been done before.
Exactly.
And that's why when people say you're so unprofessional in this field.
Show me the textbook.
And that's why I always say, like, I was like, all right, if it's never been done before and we're doing it our way, I don't think you have rights to actually call us. It's like when you know, like Yuri Gagarin, the first person in space, and he come back and everybody says like,
you did it wrong.
You did it wrong.
You're unprofessional.
You're unprofessional.
Unprofessional astronaut.
Why did you make 2 turns around fucking Jupiter and came back? You should have done 1.
Well, the only ones that can tell him that he did it wrong would be other astronomers that have done it and can actually speak from experience, which goes right into why I think constructive criticism is a fucking fallacy. Go watch Stupid Bullshit episode 1. It's free to watch if you want to hear me vulgarly tear into that. But we genuinely had no clue. And even still, we do these things now. We have to have an open mind. We can't assume anything. But we go into every video we make with the same kind of approach where we're looking to tell a story. We have no idea what's going to happen. So we want our viewers to have that same amount of unknown, because that's truly where real fear is in the unknown. The end result is usually not nearly as scary as you build it up to be in your mind. But we want to take the audience along the same journey that we feel when we're doing it. That's why we don't, can't spoil the ending, or we it's not like we only make a video when one particular thing happens at the end. Oh, we only make a video when they're arrested.
Trilogy media over dramatic. That will be another statement. And I was like, all right, how about you're going to put your shoes on, go to London.
Put your sandals.
Yes, put your sandals, socks and sandals. And you're going to chase a guy through whole fucking London and do it your way, professional way. Confront him professionally and just don't be over dramatic. Just stay like everything is normal, like you're drinking right now, your cappuccino, 3rd one for the day. It's like, Oh, another thing is actually, I think that will be a great migrating experience. We just migrated from US police to London. This is actually just happened less than 2 months ago, our London trip. And with different laws and different regulations.
Well, and that's the thing I want to talk about, because you always say that when you're referring to London, you say there's different laws there. There really isn't, because, and I know what you're going to say. I know that, like, okay, they took action specifically on the hook that this person was pretending to be Coinbase or pretending to be PayPal, and it didn't matter about the scam itself. It was the impersonation. Well, criminal impersonation is still a crime in America. It's still a crime. And I actually looked it up. It's a misdemeanor or felony depending on what you were doing the impersonation for. But if you were impersonating with the intent to defraud, that is a felony in America.
Phenomenal.
So they come up and it can be any impersonation. It doesn't have to be impersonating law enforcement. Now, I know impersonating law enforcement is a bigger charge, but you could be impersonating UPS, you could be impersonating PayPal. So if you're doing it with the intent to gain or something personal or defraud somebody, it is a crime.
So what the fuck
I don't know.
is the problem then?
I have no idea.
If it's the same law, the same regulations, if you're doing this under impression to do the money laundering, blah, 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 fraud.
It's a misdemeanor, I'll pull it up here, if no serious harm is done, and it's a felony if it's used to commit other crimes, target minors, or steal money.
Steal money, thank you.
So if you're pretending to be PayPal with the intent of stealing money, that is a felony in the States, but it
so
never
in the States,
gets...
they're not getting arrested,
no.
But you go with the same law in UK, and they're going to get arrested on the spot.
Yep. California Penal Code 529 makes
California
Penal Colada 529 makes impersonation with fraudulent intent a wobbler. You know that word?
You say that a lot. Just cameras.
I've never said a wobbler.
What are you wobbling over there?
So I guess a wobbler is something that can be charged as either a misdemeanor or a felony. So it wobbles between the two. A wobbler.
Hybrid?
I'm a wobbler. When I'm tired on the couch or I'm hungover, I'm a wobbler. So key elements prosecutors must prove. The defendant assumed another identity or a false role. They did so knowingly and intentionally, and their intent was to deceive, defraud, or cause harm. That is criminal impersonation in the United States.
Which is so kind of fucked up, because every single time when we have cash meal, we ask the question, are you PayPal? Yes, I am. Are you expecting $35,000 cash from me, from this box? Yes.
It's fucking frustrating. But when we've been doing it for 4 or 5 years in the States, and then we go to London, and
For 5 days.
Yeah.
For fucking 5 days.
3 hours. The first one. And that's why we didn't call them. Because we're assuming we're going to have the same roadblocks. And in a lot of ways we would.
I'm so glad that happened.
But because we were connected to the right people. And look, I don't want to make this whole episode about shitting on America and law enforcement, because there's a lot of good that is being done. And there's a lot of great people in American 100%. Law enforcement that have made great efforts to actually do something about this. And you're going to see results of that soon.
Well, maybe the only thing, yes, everything what you said, the only thing maybe the difference is in America, your local police officers would not gonna be so into it as UK people, UK local police officers. They kind of like, yeah, we see it, we know, impersonating, done deal. They don't have to be, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Here,
why?
You do
Why
exactly
is it more
the same, but you have a different result. They will let person go.
Why?
Lack of victims. Even there is a victim, but there is none.
It's the same in the UK.
But it's the same in the UK.
Why is it different in UK? Is it because there's less departments, less red tape? It's like every time we have to ask somebody in law enforcement to do something, it's never their decision. It's always someone else's decision.
When you go to, and we're talking about the police next door, that next door to you. But everything that Ashton said, when you have federal agents, when you have this and this, homicide, and there's like so many different departments that actually doing their job in the shadows, 100%. We cannot show that on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot tell you what we did testify.
But if you're watching this, and I know you are, you know who you are, and shout out to you.
Yeah. Yes.
As much as you'll allow us to spotlight you, we would love to. But I know it doesn't work that way.
Need permissions, need PR. It's so much going on, bureaucracy. But I just, again, a simple thing that you take the same that goes with with chips, that goes with stuff that you eat, freaking Pop-Tarts have 1 million more ingredients in America, but those ingredients prohibited in UK. The fucking, what is that? Your Cheetos, the orange shit that you eat with the orange shit, right? You go in the same pack of Cheetos, and it's gonna be 3 ingredients.
What?
What
are those 3 ingredients?
I don't know. I don't need this shit.
There's more than 3 ingredients.
No, but I mean,
but you know everything about it.
Well, I just
you're fucking
know
Cheeto professional right now.
That NATO and European Union, they've all the chemicals that you're putting in your body, they just
What really?
Anyways,
what frustrates the fuck out of me is the inconsistency, because the law is the law, right?
Yeah, nobody above the law.
The law is the law. Yeah. You would like to think. Law enforcement, even though each department kind of has their own way of running things, but it's the vast variance in results where the only thing you change is your location. That is infuriating to me. Case in point, predators in San Diego versus Glendale. They're only 150 miles apart. They have the same state laws. They have the same federal laws.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the same crime committed, the same situation presented in one versus the other have drastically different outcomes? Shouldn't the law just be the law?
But you see, you're looking from very enthusiastic.
I'm looking at it from a binary perspective.
Well,
it should be this or it should be that.
America has problem with law enforcement. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that people overuse the power and people can do a lot of dumb, stupid shit things. And that's why when even our friends going to police academy, they will say, oh, I already can smell and can see who is going to be a dirty cop. Same law. It's because those law applies on people who got the uniform, got the badge.
But why is no one holding them accountable? Like, I know there's going to be bad apples in any corner of the universe. There's going to be bad apples. It's not a law enforcement exclusive idea, but why is this agency, why is San Diego PD able to treat us that way and not take action on this evidence and demand to take our phones when that's not a legal order or lawful order? And then you go to Glendale and it's the complete opposite. Everything is done properly. Why is no one able to hold who's above San Diego? Why is their agency able to be so independent and make the decisions on the scene about this shit? Why is no one holding them accountable?
Now I want to give them benefit of the doubt because they're right on the border of Mexico and they're too busy with gigantic crimes and cartels and kidnapping and human trafficking. So when they look at this, they're like, okay, bunch of fucking YouTubers show up in my town.
Lack of caring?
Yeah. I personally think it is.
I mean, I could see that if they just didn't show up, which they almost didn't.
Which, yeah.
But
they didn't even come until
I
hey,
bitched them out.
like, yeah, that person can hurt herself, and they show up 3 hours later. They're like, okay, there is no fucking Pablo Escobar in front of me.
But there
is no, you know.
But why? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Why is their amount of care the reason that result happens? It shouldn't matter how much they care. It should be the law.
Yeah.
It should just be a
not
law.
Your location that you're by the border or you're closer to the mountains.
We as
Glendale
predator
PD.
catchers or scam or whatever the fuck you want to call us, we shouldn't have to look at certain jurisdictions to do this shit. It should be the same all over the place, and that will never happen. That will never happen
in Glendale because we know that other police officers either fucking lock us up, take our cameras, or let the predator go. All combined together. And only Glendale, we're going to do the job, how it's supposed to be done. Fucking go figure. I don't know.
Don't do it in this county because they're not going to arrest. Well, why aren't they going to? Why is that?
Well, Courtney said, I don't even do in my neighborhood because we had absolutely cock-blocking experience.
Who's above them? Why is that allowed to be a thing? It's like it's either illegal or it's not. And if it's illegal and you show up and there's proof of it happening, why is this such a difficult fucking thing to make happen in a jurisdiction where it's difficult to make happen? Glendale, it's not difficult, and because they're fucking awesome. But why? It shouldn't take an awesome law enforcement agency to make something happen. Yeah. It should just take a law enforcement agency.
It should be not discrimination.
It shouldn't be a mob ranking of, I can go on this territory and they'll do it. Over here, though, I get fucked. Why? It's so fucking annoying.
And us talking and working with Skittles, with Oma, with so many amazing content creators in child predator community, everybody saying exactly the same. We do busts where we know that police is going to do something about it. We don't go to unknown territory. It costs time, money, and then you're going to get fucked financially, physically, and also everybody's saying exactly the same.
I'll also
only go to places where we're comfortable with.
I'll also put it this way: we're working on a little project right now, right? Which we can't at this point say what it is or where it's going to be.
Projects in LA, that's
but it's a life-changing situation. But it's the same goal. We're hunting scammers. Yeah. We're trying to get shit happen. But every time we have a conversation with our team about making something happen, what is the first question? Who do I know in that area that works in law enforcement?
Yeah.
It's all about who you have a connection to.
Yeah.
Whether it's in Florida, New York, a different country. Mm-hmm. It's always about who you know.
Do you know anybody in this county?
It shouldn't be that way.
No. It should be very simple.
It's
911, what is your emergency?
Department to serve the public, right? Yeah. So there should be a person that just makes the objective decision to handle this shit. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't have to be, I sucked his dick in high school, so he'll do me a favor.
How did we get here?
I don't know. You know what I mean, though? It's like, it's a tit for tat. It's like, I know he's friendly with me, so he'll listen. It shouldn't be that way. So fucking irritating. It's like everything is like that.
Rhetorical questions you're asking, and it's frustrating because everybody facing exactly the same. From our fellow scam baiters, from our fellows child predator catchers, everybody only deal with the same connections over and over again. When something happened and by accident we end up being in Dallas or we end up being in Tampa, you can call and you're like, all right, what's going to happen? You don't know what's going to happen because it's not your turf. You don't know. Maybe we're going to get arrested and Kashmir going to fuck off.
And that is precisely why we had already made the decision before London that we weren't going to call in London. Because just like you just said, because we're not on our own turf, it makes the unknowns 10x.
Yeah.
At least in the States.
But that was the biggest lottery winning ticket ever.
That was great.
That cops showed up.
And shout out to Matt at AnyDesk for hooking up the right connection to making that happen.
That lead us to right connections. And now when we're in London or in UK, we can do our stuff.
At least in America, I'm relatively savvy with our First and our Amendment rights and the things that they cops can and can't do as far as reasonable searches and seizures and taking our phones and all that. Like I when I'm in a different country, I don't know shit. Like the only thing I actually did Google is, am I allowed to film the police? And I am. And that's why when that guy challenged me on it, I knew what to say. But had he gone beyond that, I'd be like, well, you're not allowed to bait criminals. I'm like, well, I'm not in America, so I can't cite anything that says otherwise.
Yeah, and also another awesome comments that keep leaving them. Leave those comments for our London video, saying you did everything right, Trilogy Media, but you screwed up in one place.
Tell us.
Which is not to go to police station to file a police report. God. And for that, I can tell you, I already started writing one comment, and I was like, this is such a fucking waste of time. The thing is, we've done a lot of confrontations, a lot dealing with police, and you know how we do our records, police testimony, police record, and everything, police report, everything online. They will give us business card and they will give us exactly where to upload that footage. We did not come with like fucking gigantic 69 pages, everything done electronically.
Well, it's the same people that say that, like, well, in San Diego, you should have expected to surrender your phones for evidence, because how else would they get evidence? It's those same people that say stupid, uneducated shit like that, when we have since countless times proved that wrong by submitting evidence electronically.
Everything is online.
It's called evidence.
Police report, and when you call front desk, they said like you can make it online, or you come to the office, to the police station, and do it in person. They give you two options. Person, online. We chose online because for the other half of the day, we can go and catch more criminals in London instead of spending 7, 8, or 69 hours in police station.
And you know what? I would have been willing to go if he wasn't such an asshat. Yeah. But the fact that he approached me hostile means that him bringing me to the station, was not for productive reasons. He just wanted to make it more difficult for me. I challenge anyone to just go visit evidence.com. It's a legitimate fucking website used by agencies all around the world to collect evidence electronically. The first question you're asked is select your agency's region. And the second option is the United States government, law enforcement. This is how I've seen, actually exclusively, I've only seen this website. We have submitted evidence to so many different fucking... They used it in London too. When we sent in the shit, they use it all overboard internationally. This is how they collect evidence electronically and have witnesses send it in. Of course, you have to go when you testify, you have to explain why this evidence is real and why it makes sense, and so you have to back it up. But it's not just some flippant fucking Facebook photo upload where you're just uploading. Like, it's a secure thing to submit digital evidence, which is where most of it is nowadays.
And I'm going to give you another example, backing out everything that we're saying. We did 2 arrests in London. The second video that hasn't come out yet, which is going to be in September, Chinatown. I was in person. I made my statement over the phone, and I submit all the evidence electronically. And they hold the person more than 48 hours, and all reports were accepted, and the person is getting prosecuted. He actually bailed. He put bail, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, they already said it. They sent that email.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you haven't seen the video yet, but Chinatown arrest, he's still being charged. And they're still asking for information. That's, again, credit to them for doing it, but this is how long it takes. We can't sit around and wait for post a video for 69 years until they figure out what's going on. So I wanted to highlight this comment before we move on. I saw this, it was posted 2 hours ago, actually, by LG1IKLX. I'm a British citizen. No, you do not need to give a statement at the police station. There's 2 types. And again, I don't know how much of this is true or not. I'm just reading it because it just is from a local, apparently. There's 2 types of statements, a written statement and a formal statement. Written statements are ones you give outside the police station and they write it on a notepad or whatever. Formal statements are preferred because they're in the interview room. They give you time to prepare all the questions and stuff. They aren't required though. That's BS. I've witnessed crimes before and I just sat in the police car for my statement. Then I got a letter saying the guy pleaded guilty and nothing further is required of me. They sent that because I said I would appear in court if needed. There's no rule or law that says you have to go to the station or none of this is going to happen. That was a guy being a dick, being an egotistical prick face.
Speaking of reading, we
have some questions, I'm sure, which will jumpstart some more rants. Let's let's just go through some of these. King Gamer 314, and we posted this for members last week just to kind of get a gauge on what people were, because this comes up all the time, but like we usually don't have an opportunity to talk about it in a long form. King Gamer 314, I mean, after the video you posted in London and being from the UK, I love to see you guys come to the UK. It's a beautiful country, and you had the experience with the UK, and you had the experience with the UK law enforcement. Do you think that other countries will hopefully follow the UK in actually taking down money mules and scammers?
Well, actually, that's actually funny that we're reading this, and we got text message from Matt Anydesk this morning, you and me, saying that I can facilitate anywhere in Europe. Just give me the country, give me the city, and I'm gonna do the arrests with you.
King Gamer, I like to think so. I'd like to hope so. I think that the times are changing dramatically. I think that the amount of work that's been done and media attention that's been put on this by scam baiting as a whole has definitely changed law enforcement attitude and perspective overall. Of course, it's not going to be a permanent fix, and it's not going to be all of them.
Takes time for
but
everything.
I think little by little, more people are wising up to this kind of thing and catching up with the scammers. Unfortunately, it's just always the scammers that are fucking ahead of everybody.
Same stuff when you go right now to majority of Targets, Walgreens, CVS's, and if you a victim and you want to buy gift card, right? Any gift card, Apple gift card, whatever you want, whatever you buy, and there is a big denomination. What is it? The amount. How do you call amount? Denomination.
Yes.
The denomination. If you have a big dildo issues nation, it's going to be a big sign
Goofy
saying
balls.
like, do not buy this and this. Do not pay your taxes with these gift cards. And when you go to the front desk, and 9 out of 10 cashiers would ask you immediately, why do you buy so much gift cards?
But it took people being scammed for that to happen.
Yeah. And awareness, and bringing awareness and spreading the words.
Awareness only comes after someone's got hurt, you know?
Yeah.
Which is fucking horrible.
Yeah, something bad happened in your neighborhood, and you know why it happened, because it happened to somebody.
That's why we have shifted our focus. You know, say what you want, whatever. You want to do it different, do it your way. Go do it. Show me how to do it. But for us and what we do, we focus on what we can control. We cannot control law enforcement agencies. We cannot control prosecutions. We can set it up for the best chance of success.
We're not police officers.
No, we're
just
not.
want to let you know.
What we can control is the stories we tell and the way that we tell them, and making them entertaining so that more people watch them and learn from them. And the fact that we're able to do this full time is a fucking blessing. So thank you. But
an approach as well, because when you watch our first video confrontation to video that happening right now in 2025, when you work something that is unknown, never been done before, and then you're doing 69 times, you're becoming more, here we go, and we're doing this. Good cop, bad cop. You approach
100%.
this because you already kind of know what you expect in some
I think
ways.
People sometimes they make the assumption that because I bite back at criticism, that they think that I think that like I'm the best at this, or like I know everything. I'll be the first one to tell you that we've done a million busts that are a shit show. I mean, we're not perfect, and we do not know everything.
And
the only thing that grinds my fucking gears is when people that have never done it before tell you how you should do it from a place of lack of education, lack of common sense, lack of anything, lack of any experience whatsoever.
Or somebody even said that even our attire, when we show up, right, we have to wear suit and ties. We have to be more professional. We have to be this. So it's like one of those things like,
if I wanted to be a professional criminal catcher, I'd become a fucking cop.
Yeah, very true.
We're doing something that's very different. And so King Gamer, I hope so. All we can do is chip away at it little by little and focus on what we can control, which is making content, entertaining people, and hopefully bringing some awareness while we do it.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
What else do we have here? Let's go on the spectrum 23. I got a good question. Why is the U.S. police so messed up, yet the UK police protect our country? Why does the US police have an issue with US citizens and not care about the US, but in the UK cares very much about protecting UK citizens from scams?
I think like we already answered that question in maybe you just want to sum up.
It's not really as binary like that. Like again, I didn't want to make this like a shitting on US police episode, because it's not the case.
And
it's just, unfortunately, with how massive this country is and how many layers of red tape and supervisors and jurisdictions and bureaucratic horseshit, it stops anything from getting done. And
it's actually when that little project that we're doing, right, that you guys are gonna find out eventually. Even big scam baiters like Jim Browning, he said like, guys, when you go to a smaller country, not gonna name any countries, but when you go smaller population, police treat that like, this is my neighborhood. You came, you did something, I'm gonna fucking show you who is the boss here. Do not do this shit in our country. America is fucking imagine 50, instead of 50 states, we'll have 50 countries with different languages, with different prosecution, different laws. We have one law, and country is gigantic. So it's,
well, there's
it's
something
just,
to be said there too. I feel like the jurisdictions that we've had the most cooperation from tend to be smaller.
yeah, that's very true. That's actually very, yeah.
Especially, I won't name it where it is, but there's one that we're looking ahead to right now, but it's very small.
3 letters? 3 letters, yeah.
It's not 3 letters. But
No, it's not 3?
no,
Are we talking about different one?
probably.
Oh, well,
We're
fuck
looking
you.
ahead to go to one particular state and one particular city
Oh.
that is very tiny. Tiny as your,
Oh, wow.
but they are putting
All right,
forth
I
the
got
most effort to do exactly what we want to do than I've ever seen. And when it goes through, I cannot wait to spotlight them because they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But until it happens,
It's actually exhausting to deal with this over and over again because it's like same unknown answers. And that's why when you find those jurisdictions, those people, those police officers or different divisions that doing actually something, you stick with them. So it's back to, catch 22. Why everybody cannot do exactly the same, but hey, we went to London and it happened. We love it. And we're going to go back.
And we're going to go back.
Yeah.
Before we go to the next one, though, I would like to say thank you to the sponsor of Trilogy Media. We have Surfshark VPN. Like we just said, the fact that the scammers are always one step ahead, unfortunately, of anything being done, any proactive measures being taken, prosecution being done, people awareness, awareness only comes after someone gets hurt, unfortunately. You then need to protect yourself, and you need to put yourself 1 step or 10 steps or 69 steps ahead of the criminals by preventing scams from ever happening. And one of the most basic ways you can do that, especially when it comes to identity theft and your devices being vulnerable on public Wi-Fi, is to operate with a VPN, a virtual private network. And Surfshark, in our humble opinion, is the best one.
It's our opinion. And also dealing with scammers for so long, and especially on live streams, they really want to know your location, your area code, your location, and that's where they can spoof the number, pretend that they from police department. It's very important actually to change your location. And in London video, we actually did like this, and now I'm in Antarctica. Now I'm in the UK. It's again, it's something that you have to through us to apply on your family, and it's not Netflix that you have to pay for every single member. You get one membership and it applies
unlimited devices. Every computer, every iPad, every cell phone, every TV, everything that you have, you can connect to Surfshark. And not only mask your real location and your real IP address, but you can access other content that you might not be able to get, like geo-restricted content.
Yep.
If you're in the UK and you want to watch American Netflix or vice versa, you can do that. Just click in the app, change your location, boom. You can be they have over 3,200 servers in over 100 countries. So you can do whatever you want. And I'll also add this. I took this screenshot when we've been in a lot of fucking hotels lately, like a lot of fucking hotels lately.
Yeah.
This was one of the last ones we were at. It wasn't a big hotel, but it's a name brand. It's a big chain that everyone would recognize. As soon as I signed into their public Wi-Fi, this was the screenshot I got. Unsecured, and this is just from my Mac. This is just my Mac warning me.
Wow.
It says unsecured network. Unsecured networks expose all unencrypted network traffic.
Dude.
So had I not had Surfshark and I just hit OK and continued browsing, that puts everything that I do, every access to my device, vulnerable. I was on Surfshark, so I didn't have to worry about it. But, it's just good to know this shit. And I'm glad that my computer even warned me about it. If it hadn't, then, but this is the kind of shit that you don't think about. You connect to public Wi-Fi anyway. You should always have a VPN while you're browsing.
Try it. 30 days money back guaranteed. And of course, and if you're going to use our link, surfshark.com/trilogy
or promo code trilogy at checkout. 4 extra months.
4 extra months
for
free.
free.
It's honestly, it's becoming like a cup of coffee or not even dough. So get it.
If for anything, just the fact that you want to support our content is another great way to do it. The only reason we're able to fly and take these risks and then come back and have YouTube fuck us in the ass by demonetizing it just because we put a stock image of a fucking dude. Our Magnum condom video pred catch that we posted a couple months ago, demonetized. It took 2 separate appeals for them to tell me why it was demonetized. You want to know why it was demonetized? Not because of the condom, not because of the predator topic, not because of the anything, even though it was all censored, right? It was because we put a stock image of a needle when Art was making a joke about getting an injection in your ass. They gave me that time code, and because I had already done the appeals, it took 2 appeals for me to get that information, and then I said, oh, okay, well, I'll just cut that out. Can I cut that out and resubmit? They're like, no, you've already done too many appeals. You can't do any more appeals. So they waited till the last appeal to tell me why, and then it was too late to do anything about it.
Remember our vagabondage experience in the parking lot, that there is a prostitution, human trafficking, and drugs.
That's
and
why.
I talked about this, and I said it, and we got demonetized because those activities that it's for real, like
Which
me
he said
and
sarcastically with a stock image. That demonetized the video. But it was too late. I can't cut it out and resubmit because you've already submitted it too many times.
The point what Ashton was making,
We can do this content because of sponsors and support from our viewers.
Yes,
so
we love you.
Surfshark
We love you.
supports us blindly and
Surfshark.com
completely.
/Trilogy for
thank
months.
you.
Put it, install it, watch it.
Lick it and
Lick
like
it.
it. Let's go to another question. Hey, from Bernie. What up, brother, man? Bernie2237. Did you, Asher Art, ever use the First Amendment right to flip the bird on a cop, especially with San Diego PD? You know what that is?
I personally not.
You know what that is, right? Bird.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, flip a bird, yeah. I think you did. Did you? No?
I flipped people off. Believe it or not.
No.
I've never done
so
that.
So hard to believe it.
No, I mean, it would really take a lot. Like,
Yeah. I mean, you took very straight to 911 operator.
I defend myself, and if
Yeah.
something is bullshit, I say it. I
I
try my
don't
best
think you like.
not to be disrespectful to them
No.
personally.
No.
If there's something that's now again, I'm not fucking perfect, so don't go find a fucking clip and say, "Well, you did that." I'm sure I've said stupid shit. Everyone has,
Almost did. Yeah.
and I don't have much of a filter.
I
But when
don't-
I'm in
we
a
never
when I'm
flip a bird
when
on
I'm
a
in
cop.
a situation like that where I have a disagreement, I try my best to not make it personal and not disrespect them as a human. I'll say that you suck at your fucking job, and I'll say why on a professional level you're a piece of shit, but I try not to make it personal. Now,
Yeah.
the Vegas cops really pushed it hard for us. You know,
the thing is, I watched,
but I've never flipped one off. I'll
Yeah.
to say, no, I haven't.
and also I love the fact that I was reading somewhere, either entertainment or Hollywood, blah, 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 and one of the A-listers said a statement. I teach my kids, doesn't matter who is your mom, who's your dad, what is your status. When cops approach you, you have to be fucking respectful.
Yeah.
No matter what happened, talk to your lawyers, do this. Don't do stupid shit that you're gonna get shot just because you think you're entitled and because your mom and dad A-list celebrity in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And
No,
and that respect, you can say you can, like the way you just said, you can tell them, point it out what they did wrong in your opinion, and you're gonna back out your statement. But you don't flip police. You don't do stuff like you don't do something that is not necessary. Why would you escalate?
I mean, I'm not one to say I'm completely immune from doing something like that. I have a default state of respect for law enforcement, and don't let this podcast of complaining about law enforcement distract from the fact
Oh my God.
that I fully support and have
Police,
the utmost
first
respect
responders,
for all
doctors,
of that.
nurses, like
They have
firefighters.
Some of the hardest jobs in the
Yeah.
world. They're putting their life on the line
Go
every single
deal
day.
with criminals every single day.
No.
With biggest piece of shit humanity people, and then come to your family and be normal husband and normal son or normal
My
brother.
default state is respect, especially for people doing a job like
100%.
that. But like I said, there's bad apples in every corner of
Yeah.
the world, in every field, in every profession, and I've said some shit.
How
Like I
flipping a
can't.
cop gonna help you right
Well-
now resolve this situation?
I'm sure I've said "fuck you" in times that didn't help the situation either. But again, like I don't know, you pick your battles, I guess.
Bernie,
I've never flipped off
Thank you, brother,
a cop,
and thank you for your amazing
but I have
support.
flipped off people,
Well,
especially
there we
on the
go.
road.
Oh yeah.
People are stupid.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Oh wow.
EDTM6QM. Thank you guys for these questions. This is amazing. Let's hit these one at a time. What does police think about civilians helping them in cases? It is not allowed in my country for some reason. What country is that? I'd be curious.
Civilians helping in cases?
And I'd love to know the context from which you mean that. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like, they're not allowed to report things? Or they're not allowed to, like, I'd be curious to know from what perspective you're talking about. Again, I think the answer is the same. It just fucking depends, and that's what sucks.
Yeah.
It depends on
You
the
have to depend on the mood
yeah.
of the police, on location of the police, of type of crime with the police. So it depends.
I think a lot of police sometimes have it, like I said earlier, maybe a disdain for like predator catchers specifically, because it may come off as us trying to do their job for them, which is not at all the intention.
Mm-mm.
We don't do sting houses to help police. That's not why we're doing them.
No.
There's nothing legally stopping us from doing them. We're doing it to expose pieces of shit that otherwise would have not been exposed. If we can take more off the street, great. If police want to help us do that, even greater.
And
But we're not going into it with the intention of like, oh, let's do police a favor today. That's not why we're doing it.
Whatever we do, we're going to present on silver platter to everybody about cash mules, scammers, or child pedophiles to you. And all you have to do is just arrest. That's it.
Does police have any numbers on how many cases are solved with help from people like you, civilians? They would never share that with us, unfortunately.
Never.
Law enforcement, it's a one-way street of information. And that's, again, any information we get after something has happened is a bonus, because we usually don't get any. But if we do, then it's like it's come way after videos have been published.
Oh,
and like
years and
I
years
would
later.
also argue that if we took every pred catch that we've done, or even scammer catch, any video where we've exposed somebody, if we had waited to publish that video until justice was served, first of all, most of those videos would never see the light of day.
Yep.
Second of all, it would have delayed the videos publishing so long to the point where that perpetrator could have committed many more crimes. I would almost argue that us publishing it before they're prosecuted helps society more than it hurts them.
100%.
Exposing them sometimes to them is worse than the prosecution, which is what I would argue based on all the chats I've had with Fuckface from London.
Mm-hmm.
He actually said in a text, I would prefer prison to this. So there you go.
Yeah. Public humiliation.
Advice to parents from pedos. To
Advice
stay
to-
away from pedos, and advice to families that have family members that struggle with scammers. It's all about awareness.
Awareness, and
you know,
especially if you parent and you have kids, don't you want your kids to feel that they are adults, and you treat them and with a lot of ways that you're adult, you have to be responsible for your action. But at the end of the day, they're your kids. You have to be aware what they're doing, the platform that they're using, the people that they talk, the classmates that they're meeting at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. You have to be involved.
Well, this is another thing too that a lot of people that have no brain tend to argue. Some of these chat rooms, right? And Courtney put this best. I can't say it any better than she did. But some of these chat rooms they catch preds in, they have an 18 age requirement.
Right.
But that's not vetted very well. You can
see
just
how
sign
easy
up.
to avoid?
You can sign up and just say you're 20.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that was contested. Sometimes the predators or predator apologists in the comments will say, well, but the profile said 18. Well, first of all, the decoy said she was under 18 in literally the first 30 seconds of them DMing each other. So that throws that out the window, in my opinion. But it's not the fact that minors aren't allowed on these platforms. It's the fact that minors are on these platforms. That's the whole crux of the problem.
Mhm.
That age restriction is not protecting them.
It's bullshit.
Because
Yeah.
minors are going to do it anyway. And
Yeah.
that's why we're doing this. It's the same thing with going to see an R-rated movie, right? You have to be 17 in most places to see an R-rated movie,
But when you go,
if you look 10, they probably won't let you in. But who's to say you're not 15 or 16?
I never ever
They're gonna
seen
go.
anybody from stopping you.
Right.
They want your money. They want that you will buy
Just
tickets.
because the rule is there
Yeah.
isn't going to keep people from doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And minors will find a way. They will find a way to sign up, and they'll lie about their age. Their parents, if they're not very involved in their life, will probably have
kids.
no idea about it.
It's
It has nothing to do with
Yeah.
the platform's rules.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that the minors are there anyway. And that's the whole point.
of all of this.
It's not like we're only going after apps that have kids on them. It's that the kids will end up on those apps. And predators know that. And
That's why they're there.
And that's why they're there.
Yep. Sitting
So
and waiting.
advice to parents, just, I don't know. I'm not a parent, so I can't say. But for me, it seems like the more involved you are in your kids and the way that they're talking to people online and having conversations with them is a great place to start. I'm not a parent, so don't listen to me. And I know a predator when I see one, and they can fucking burn in hell. Tough ukulele.
Hawaiian sister.
Do the law enforcement officials you guys work with have their own department and teams that deal with child predators or scams in general?
Yes.
Typically, no.
But now,
Not in local PD.
not in local PD, but
Any of the feds that we've worked with.
a lot of new departments been opened up lately, and specifically in scam related and stuff like that, and domestic and international.
Of the times that we've had direct involvement or done work with directly with any feds, they are usually on some kind of task force, whether that is for elder fraud. It's actually more with elder fraud. We don't really do a lot with preds and feds. Preds and feds. Doesn't really happen that much. But it kind of makes sense because the elder fraud and the cyber crime is so nuanced and detailed and fucking complicated that it takes years and a lot of higher ups to like investigate it, which sucks. But like anytime we've done it with that, they've been on some kind of task force, which is great. And even whether or not something happens or not, it's great to see that there's at least effort being put forward. You know?
And also I think like a lot of people forgetting when you deal with a local PD, the budget, number one, the amount of people, number two, like why we can do the damage because we do this 24 hours. We're concentrating on this specific type of scams, on this subject, with child predators to scammers in Kashmir. What?
I was just going to say, to your point, we were just sitting in a police station. I won't say what state.
Oh,
you and I were just sitting in a police station a couple of weeks ago, talking, which they were amazing, by the way. But one of the sergeants made a comment about their yearly wardrobe budget. Remember that? He's like, each person gets a wardrobe allotment of like, I don't know, a couple $100 a year.
Remember?
To replace your pants?
I cannot give you business cards because we have to
pay for them out of our pocket.
Pay it from our pocket.
He could give us a tape measure though.
The point is that unfortunately
they were great though.
The police departments, it's short on stuff and underpaid. And whatever money they have, whatever the budget, county, state they have, it goes to major problems, starting with cartel, human trafficking, and goes on and on and on.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when we get to child predators and we get to scams,
it shouldn't make that
fraud,
stuff not matter though.
Yes. Not enough lack of foundings.
Yeah.
So
oh boy.
Cookie?
Cookie or Wanilinawi.
Wow.
I fucked that up.
Great. Cookie!
Why is the police so ineffective in combating scammers? Is it just about lack of funding, in your opinion, or something way more sinister and deeper? I wonder if politicians just don't care at all. All over the world, it should be one of the most funded and organized division everywhere in the world. Also, how are you dealing with all the emotions while hearing that someone got released, like the guy from your last London bust? Great questions.
I think we just covered the first half of the question.
Yeah, the lack of
funds. There is a lot of that.
Efficacy is because of a lot of issues. I'd like to think it's just lack of funding. I don't want to just assume it's sinister. Sometimes it might be, it is awful coinky dinkle that the one of the fucking higher ups in San Diego PD got busted for doing the same shit that they were stopping us from doing.
You know what? Like they will jump so quick and they're like, like there is there are drugs in our community and drugs going into bodies of our kids and young generation, and we have to do immediately. We need to find like the head of the snake, blah blah blah. But meanwhile, when it comes to elderly, your grandmothers, the one like we're talking about, the protecting kids from drugs, which is very important, but the top, which is your mom, your dad, your grandparents, getting absolutely annihilated, titillated from scammers. And this kind of like becoming okay. Yeah, that's fine. Elderly fraud, we can put these not ASAP draw all the way on the bottom. Let elderly be over there.
It's also politics. Elder fraud isn't sexy. People are looking out for their careers and they're looking for
How did you get promoted? I
saved
saved 69 babushkas. Oh, dude, you suck. I just, I went to Mexico. I stopped organization and I did this and this.
And it's the stigma that is still being, perpetuated. My brain is much. I don't know. But it's when people say that, you'd have to be stupid to fall for one of those scams.
Oh, wow.
Which is just such a horrible thing to say because it's just like most people don't realize.
It means you have a lack of information because you can be stupid as they are.
Yeah. There's a scam for everybody.
Scam for everybody.
And it happens
Everybody shop
more
online, everything
often than you
happening
think.
online, you pay online, you buy tickets online, you do everything online. There is always somebody sitting and waiting for your ass. Doesn't matter if you're 23 or 69.
And I like the second question. How are you dealing with all the emotions while hearing someone got released like the guy from your last London bust? I would compare it to looking at
Your own family, your own grandmother.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's frustrating. Don't get me wrong, but I think that our progression, especially with like, okay, look how I reacted in San Diego calling 911. I got really pissed when they weren't responding.
Yeah.
Versus now, if that same thing were to happen,
I think this question is more personal. How you dealing with all emotions while hearing someone get
What I'm trying to say is I'm getting used to it.
Getting used to it.
San Diego, that was our first pred bus. I was getting absolutely fucking infuriated, rightfully so, that they weren't taking it seriously. Now, I would be just as infuriated, but I wouldn't try as hard. I would just go back to what I can control. I can control talking to the guy, asking questions, exposing him on our platform versus getting into a fight with 911 because they weren't responding. So I guess we're getting more used to it. It's becoming less surprising each time. And
we predict things.
And if we get angry, we just try to refocus that anger on exposing them and worrying about what we can control and stop worrying about what we can't.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, being in these...
I'm more emotional than he is, so, maybe I wear my heart on my sleeve and it shows a little bit more, but overall, I'm getting more used to it, which is not something I want to get used to. It's frustrating, but it keeps us going.
Can get used to it, especially when you look at the eye, face to face, in person with a victim, with elderly victim to any victim who lost a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa Peters. We have one more screenshot here. I'm wondering if it's possible to have someone from Glendale PD come on the podcast and talk about how they found about Trilogy and what prompted them to embrace you guys and help clean up the streets of the baddies in Glendale. Keep up the amazing work you do. Stay
Speaking
safe,
of
Lisa.
Glendale,
thank you.
If you're watching this and you live nearby Glendale or any police department in your neighborhood, do us a favor. Go get something from the store. Pick up something, flowers, fruits, donuts, whatever you want.
Or even just leave them a nice comment on social media.
Leave a nice comment. But if you want to take that extra step, show up, especially in the morning with coffee, and you're going to make their day. So because they're working hard
I'll also
to
say
protect us.
too, I would embrace that. Anyone in law enforcement that would ever come on the podcast, I'd love to talk to them.
God.
It's just very rare because if they're going to talk in any official capacity, they have to get 69 approvals. And that's the case in every department all over the country.
And lawyers. And don't forget the lawyers.
Disaster.
Every single lawyer, they will,
You know how many times we tried to get any of our Fed contacts to come on camera and talk? It's impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, the way you put it about them embracing us, I don't even think that it was them making any effort to embrace us. The first time we called, they didn't, unless they recognized us from before, but we were also a lot smaller then.
Yeah.
They didn't have any reason to know who the fuck we were.
No.
They just did their job right. And we embraced that by showing that to the world.
Yeah.
And we have done it enough times with them to know that that's just how they do things over there. Alternatively to some other, I won't.
Well, that's the thing. If San Diego PD did their job right, we would be coming to San Diego.
We would embrace them.
We'd embrace them and be next to the border of Mexico catching freaking pedophiles. But they didn't, so we went to Glendale.
And I also think that they see that we, contrary to what commenters might think about how horrible we are at it, I think they saw that we are consistent and we are reliable with the evidence. We do it in a professional way. I hate to say it that way because we don't go at it with that, but professional from the sense of evidence.
Recently,
I was just going to say, that was what I was alluding to. So you have another predator catcher. I won't, as much as I want to fucking verbally annihilate him right now, I won't. But there's another predator catcher that was bashing Glendale PD after doing it once and doing it his way, whatever that means, and saying that they suck because he was being a fucking idiot and putting a bad name on Glendale PD. It pissed me off. I'm like, clearly you're the problem because we have done it here 69,000 times and they're
3
amazing.
years in a row, and we had negative 69 problems.
I think it's a mutual respect for the work.
Absolutely.
And respecting each other's jobs,
other boundaries.
not stepping on each other's toes, but also respecting what each one is doing.
Well, that's why when we did second citizen arrest, everything was okay. Everything was amazing. They came to us and said, guys, listen, we don't want that anybody will get hurt. Please, if you have something going on, call us immediately. Let us. You do the chasing. Just let us know which intersection we're gonna send helicopter. We're gonna do the job.
And that I fully respect.
Yeah.
Because as much as we were in the legal right to do a citizen's arrest, they
said it's too many unknowns
which
could
they're
happen.
right. And if we can help them do their job better in a collaborative way and they want us to make a correction, we'll do it in a heartbeat. And that's why we're never going to do another citizen's arrest.
That's why we take...
Who is this fucking probably the guy? Yep.
Dying slowly.
He's the guy's dying slowly.
Where are you gonna die already?
Oh my God. Okay. You guys don't know what I'm talking about, but there is a story. I'm on Do Not Disturb. Why is this ringing? It shouldn't be ringing right now. I'm going to close this.
That I'm dying slowly. It's been 3 years and I keep dying through Monday to Friday. Then I'm drunk on Saturday, Sunday, and I'm dying again on Monday.
There's a very, very big story coming with this project that we're doing, and you'll learn what that means.
All right, so what did I say at the end? Let's
mutual
sum this up.
respect.
Mutual respect. Yes. Well,
citizens
listen,
arrests.
they understand who we are, what are we doing. But when you come in professional way, you do your own sting house, you have a house, you do like, you kind of going in order of things, right? You're not crazy YouTuber who jump, yell and scream and create traffic, people jump and stuff. Like, yeah, we have our
Moments.
days,
We have our moments.
But it's always like, if somebody will criticize us, not you, the user 6969, mama coochie sitting in ass, .com. But when police came to us and said, guys, this is amazing. You have all rights to do citizen arrest, and he's a bad guy, and especially that he was a convict before.
But we would prefer
to less noise, let us do the job.
Yeah.
Open the door, let him fucking run, and we're gonna catch him.
But with that being said, if I can make a shameless plug for Trilogy Plus here, we have done 2 citizens arrests. Only one of them has been put out. So the one that's coming up, even though it's going to come after us talking about this, it's already happened. We're not going to do them anymore, but it is going to be only on Trilogy Plus. Unlike Rhino, Birthday Pred, we put that on YouTube because there was enough around the arrest that we could still publish on YouTube.
Enough conversation, enough of
but this
confrontation,
other one,
confession.
There isn't. It's the whole video is a fight.
It's just a
very physical fight.
Goose that was biting security.
What we plan to
smashing the windows.
What we plan to do in one of the upcoming Predator videos we're publishing, we're going to have like an extended like teaser at the end of that video that will show the lead up to it.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to go to Trilogy Plus to watch it. Sorry.
Unfortunately.
It will be removed from YouTube. There's nothing I can do about it.
If we put so much censorship with a condom, with a Magnum Predator, and we got demonetized because we were saying that it was so much illegal activities happening in the backyard of Vagabundo Hotel.
Well, this one, it wouldn't even be demonetization issue. They would literally strike our channel over it because they explicitly say you cannot, on YouTube, you cannot restrain or do any kind of citizen's arrest, even though we're in the complete legal right to do it. YouTube operates.
Law enforcement who arrive on a crime scene said you had all rights. We just don't want that anybody get hurt.
Yeah.
Let us do our way.
I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Although I don't regret one thing that we did, because that guy that we did fight and that you're going to see on Trilogy Plus,
animal. When you cut an animal,
he was driving and he was whacked, in my opinion, whacked out of his mind on meth.
Yeah.
He was tweaking out and he would have rage driven away from us and probably hurt somebody.
How many big dudes and
Oh God.
Like all of us.
Well, meth will do that to you. So I don't for 1 second regret holding him back.
Yeah.
But from the sake of having a good relationship with Glendale, we're more than happy to make that adjustment. Because they did it with respect, and they respect what we're doing and why we're doing it, instead of coming at us and trying to threaten me with this and that and arresting me for,
that's why, Ash, going back to those conversations when you sitting in your couch, but you never done any, like, which is okay. We're all sitting in the couch at some point in your lives, right? Somebody more, somebody less. But you criticizing us why you didn't do this on professional way. If you're going to do it, if you want to give me advice, if somebody comes from the, like Jim Brown and came to us and like, brothers, you know what? I don't like your way. You're too much. We gladly listen. When law enforcement coming to us asking for our actual opinions, for our methods, their methods, okay, to do arrests, prosecution, investigation, cybersecurity crime division, flying to our hotels, sitting down with us and David Catfish, we get green light and approved by such a high level. And then you, the Couch King.
Qualified advice almost never comes unsolicited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Someone that's qualified to actually give you advice, usually you go to them and ask for that advice, or if you have some kind of relationship where they're mentoring you, but then that's not criticism, that's teaching. That's why I think constructive criticism It's one of the other. It's
I
constructive
will
or it's
teach
criticism.
you my opinion.
There's no-
my opinion, it's better
I'll
than
teach you from
doing.
my experience,
From my
of what I've
experience.
done and what I know to be true, because you're
That's
coming
different.
to me to better yourself. Anyway, yeah.
Anyways, hey, you know what? Action always speaks louder.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else?
What else? I want to say thank you to the sponsor. And I know you say, oh, you already did a sponsor. Well, yeah. Well, we have another one, but it's the same company, but
Same
it's
company.
still like, they're still our sponsor. It's Incogni. Incogni.com/trilogy. If you've been enjoying the skits and the shenanigans, we actually just talked about one today that he wants me to do, which I don't really
You
want to
next.
do it.
You
I'm
next.
next.
You
Oh.
next.
Incogni is a service that automates your removal of your personal information from public databases. Now, that might sound like a mouthful, but it's actually really important. And we're going to talk about it when you see the integration. I don't know how we're going to film it or what we're going to do. We're still working on that.
Oh, it's going to be great.
It's what you think.
Everything that you do online has footprints. Everything.
Yeah.
Fingerprints, footprints, dick prints, whatever you do.
Well, I
Everybody knows what's
can
going on.
spoil it a little bit. The next Pred video we're dropping is a guy that shit his pants.
That's not theoretically
That's not
speaking.
sarcasm. He
It's
shit his
actually
pants.
literally he shit his
And
pants.
I don't mind saying that because it's probably going to be in the title. He shit his pants,
Yeah.
and it's glorious.
That's
but
Courtney and Oma trilogy
Yes.
threesome collab.
three-way collab.
Three-way collab.
It's but there's a lot of parallels between
Yeah.
shitting your pants and leaving your data all over the world's public databases. And by leaving it, you not looking at what's there is not good. You pretending it's not a problem doesn't make it not a problem. And
It stinks.
And if you try Incogni, just even for the sake, even if you don't want to subscribe, even just sign up and see how many data brokers have your information. It could be in the thousands and you wouldn't even know. They're all companies you've never heard of. It's not like it's going to be on a bunch of things you recognize. Shit is leaked all the time. Data brokers buy, sell, and share your information every single day.
Every single time you put your email somewhere, you sign up for free coffee or you sign up on something for free, your email.
Especially in America where public searchable databases are so common. How do you think your info ends up there? It's because it's called data harvesting. It just gets planted and seeded everywhere. And, it's good in the sense that sometimes we can help victims and expose criminals using it. But if we can find your personal information that easily, that means the bad guys can too. You should have it removed. And Incogni automates it for you, saving you literally years of time. Like it would take thousands. Mine, I think I'm up to like 12 or 1,300 hours
Once
saved.
a month,
Yeah.
I will get my report
Yeah.
and I look at this and I was like,
crazy.
I have no idea how much time it takes to clean up my shit that I did damage in 40
You
years.
shit your pants and they clean it
Shit
for
your
you.
pants will
So
clean for you.
they'll send you progress reports all the time telling you how much has actually been done. You can see it in your dashboard anytime you want. It's all automated. You don't have to do a damn thing. You just sign up and they take care of it. And if you use our link, incogni.com/trilogy, or use promo code trilogy at checkout, you're going to get 60% off an entire year.
We tried for 69, but then they're going to go broke. So 60%, I think it's a big saving. So
30-day
do
money
it.
back guarantee.
30 days.
Give it a try.
Old stuff. Incogni, we love you. And you supporting Incogni, you supporting us. Like it's automatically.
And if you want us to film an integration of me shitting my pants, then the chances are higher of doing that if you give it a try. In Trilogy's name, incogni.com/trilogy.
Trilogy. Do it.
Let's take a high level look at everything here and have any final thoughts that we want to share. And I'm sure I'll think of 69 more things later when we're done filming.
I think since we started doing confrontation 2020, now in 2025, almost in 2026, we learned a lot. We've been through a lot. We made a lot of connections in law enforcement. We've made a lot of friends, really good friends in law enforcement that always supporting us, always, whatever we do, you think like we don't talk to police, we don't make reports. No, you're wrong. Every single video that end up being on internet, on Trilogy Media, YouTube channel, every single piece of evidence that we ever collected, it goes straight to our friends. What happened in those shades, in those, we don't know. They call us, guys, time to testify. We'll go to the courts, we'll testify, and we move on. So, couple bad apples would not bring me bad experience law enforcement. I know I definitely looking forward for more prosecution, execution, and more arrests. The one that shout out to UK police.
I think the drive and the willingness to do something is spreading.
Yes.
It's not spreading as fast as scams are.
Yeah.
But it's helping. And
It's helping.
even the things that we're working on now wouldn't even be in the realm of possibility 3 years
if
ago.
it wasn't, yes.
So,
yes.
and
I
I'm
think
excited.
everything is the right moment.
There's one thing in particular that's in the works in the United States in a specific jurisdiction
Yes.
that if you had told me 3 years ago we'd be working on, I would have said there's no fucking way that will happen. But it's happening.
And now it's happening.
If it goes through, you'll see all about it. It's going to be a big story. We're very excited about
It's
it.
going to be
And they're going to set
Glendale PD in somewhere
with scams.
with scams in the United States.
And it's going to set a precedent. And I bet you we do it right.
Yeah.
It's going to happen again and again in more areas.
And the other departments will do they'll say, if they can do it there like this, with these results and arrests, come to my house and do it on my turf, which is actually another thing. We release videos and we're becoming again, maybe numb to a lot of stuff because we're doing so much. And we're forgetting sometimes about a lot of things maybe. But we will get emails from sheriffs, from different departments, from different jurisdictions saying, big fans of what are you doing. We love everything that you accomplish in LA. How about you're going to come to us? Came to my zone, my 90069 zip code neighborhood, and I will facilitate these arrests. So
there's a lot of desire to make this
A lot of
happen.
desire.
I'll also add to another reason, and this also came from that same police station we were sitting in about the wardrobe shit. So I don't want to give out any cities or anything because of the story we're working on involves a lot of other people, and I just don't want to blow it. But let's just say, for example, I'll just change the cities. But we're working on a story where the victim is in, let's say, Houston. The victim lives in Houston. The victim doesn't live in Houston, but let's just say for the sake of this that the victim lives in Houston. The victim sent money to a scammer in Portland, Oregon. Okay. We go to Portland, Oregon to confront a scammer. We go to Portland, Oregon, where the scammer lives. Portland, Oregon, where they receive the money, where we confront the guy and we call the police and we want to report it. And we sit down in the police station in Portland.
now I got your point.
It's not those cities, but it's the exact same setup. It was them. It was that Portland thing, that Portland department, not really Portland, that told us you filing a report in Portland makes no sense. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because their first question is, where's the victim? Houston. You have to file in Houston. And then when you
Supply
have this information about the Portland guy, it has to go on the Houston report.
Yeah.
And Houston
And make that case
has to charge him and get him back to Houston to face charges.
Yeah.
The crime, so to speak, from this particular
Haven't been
sergeant's
committed in
mouth
Portland.
had nothing to do with Portland police. Even though he lives in Portland, received the money in Portland,
That's what happened to us recently.
And from our perspective of that story, the Houston police report had already been filed long ago. There was nothing to do there because all the evidence was already there. This Portland discovery was a new element of the story. We wanted to report the scammer in Portland. Portland says, no, there's no point. All information you have about this Portland criminal needs to go to your Houston report, which was fucking frustrating because it's like, okay, I know your first question is where's the victim? Who's the victim? What is the victim? And we're doing a scam bait. There is no victim.
But meanwhile, the criminal is in your neighborhood, committing,
he lives there.
He
accepted the money. Why?
Moving the money.
You won't even look at this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't out of lack of desire because he sat down with us for an hour and a half and gave us so much of his time. And we are really grateful
so
for future
appreciative.
collaboration there. But he was just explaining from the perspective of the system.
Yeah.
He's
How
like,
the fucking system works.
I can file a report for you right now, but it's not going to do you any good because the only thing you're going to be reporting is however he worded it.
Take all the evidence that happened here in Portland, go back to Houston, give it to victim, and the victim should add this to the main claim.
Right. Which we will do, but it's also... What's that going to do?
Realize,
Houston's not going to go to Portland and bring this guy back.
We saying this over and over again, especially when we go on a goose chase from states, from cities, from complications and bureaucracy and this. How fucking easy to be a criminal until you're going to get caught.
All it takes is once.
All it takes is once.
But it is very disheartening to to see how easy it is to commit cybercrime, how easy it is to manipulate and steal from people.
It's easy to be cyber slut. Easy, cheesy peasy, cyber slut.
You know,
But when you get caught, you get caught.
Or exposed publicly in an embarrassing forum, you know, in an embarrassing way.
He literally said, I'd rather go to prison than this stuff that you guys do.
I don't want to misquote him the way he worded
Talking
it,
about
but
London
he
video.
said something along the lines of, I would prefer prison to this. Meaning he knew the video was coming up.
You know, this is first time ever that happened in UK like this.
Yeah.
On TV, on YouTube. And you are the face of the bad guy for the whole UK.
And for all of scam baiting,
Yeah.
the biggest collaboration ever. That's some bad luck right there.
Speaking of
And if it really is your first time,
not a California
oh my
lottery.
God. And if it really was your first time, which is horseshit, but if it really is your first time, you picked a bad one to start a career in what you call money laundering, not scamming, even though it was scamming. What a disaster for that poor fuck.
But a lot of great things came out of London trip, and we're grateful for everybody. If you want to support us, and again, it's very easy. Watch it, like it, subscribe it, leave a comment. Don't forget to use your fingers. Fingers are very important, especially when you lick it and like it.
Let's
Hit
do
that notification bell.
a special promo code just for the people that watched this all the way to the end. Again, ways you can support us. Probably the biggest one is either trying out our sponsors or going on Trilogy Plus. Yeah. It's a few bucks a month. It's where we put literally every piece of what we make in its unrestricted, unfiltered format. We put stuff out on YouTube when we can. We put Instagram reels when we can, Facebook videos when we can. They're all in different formats and in different lengths and different ways of trying to avoid being censored. Trilogy Plus is not censorable. It is a platform we literally spend an astronomical amount of money on to make sure functions properly.
First of
and
all,
is built from scratch.
It took long to open the platform for Trilogy.
Not your problem.
Not your problem.
But the point is, we built it from the ground up so that we didn't have anyone
That's how
else
much we believe in
telling us what to do.
Yeah.
So give it a shot. It's only $5. You know how many fucking emails I've gotten in the last few weeks from every other streaming platform raising their prices? I got one from Peacock. I've got one from Hulu. I've got one from HBO.
They're all cock have to raise.
Well, I know. I mean, sure. And not to say that we won't have to do that one day, but not anytime soon. It's $5. Anyway, promo code for this
Police?
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad Boys.
Bad
you
Boys,
gonna do?
what are you going to do? All
Anyway,
right.
promo code Bad Boys on Trilogy Plus will get you, let's do
20%.
Let's do half off for 3 months.
All right, sounds good.
You get 3 months. If you do a monthly subscription, half off is $2 fucking dollars. Anyway, just give it a shot if you want. If not, then fuck
Bad
me.
Boys,
Yeah.
50.
Link it below.
Link it below.
And we appreciate you. This podcast also is always available on Trilogy Plus without any censors, any bleeps and bloops. You can also download it anywhere that you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google, all that good shit.
There is one more something again, Ash.
I have one more thing too, but
Yeah,
you go.
ahead.
You go first.
Yeah. When we met with this, when we went to police department and we met with this police officer who spent an hour and a half with us, and he said, you know what, guys, I'm actually so happy to talk to you because you're not one of those media that caught us in a bad time, in a bad behavior, and you judge
all law enforcement over
all
it.
law enforcement that you saw minute, it's like a minute and a half, like inch and a half, minute and a half clip on TikTok, how bad police is, and all of a sudden the whole police is bad. And he said, actually, I'm gonna sit down, we never met this guy before. He called his friends. How many department, jurisdictions he called? How many connections? His friend was on vacation. He called his friend on vacation to give it to us, something valuable. He was like, if everybody will be like this, media, like this.
And if every law enforcement was like him.
Yeah. I think it goes both ways.
Absolutely.
69 with police.
Yeah. I'll also say, too, the last thing I'll say, a lot of people don't know that we do bonus episodes for these. We're actually going to maybe make a slight change to this format. But up until now, and we've done, this is what, episode 14?
13.
This is 14, episode 14. For every podcast episode we've done that is publicly available, there is a matching bonus episode that is only on Trilogy Plus. We always link them below if you want to see them. For this one specifically, because it's just Art and I, there probably won't be a bonus episode because we try to just give you everything that we can
Everything
here
that you can watch
in
it
the
for
public
free.
episode.
And yes.
But we're still going to do bonus episodes, especially when we have guests, and then we can have some time to like reflect on the conversation.
Afterthoughts.
So if there's a bonus episode, it will always be linked below, but there's a whole playlist of just those that are only on Trilogy Plus. So another reason to go subscribe. So anyway, if you're wondering where it went, that's why there isn't one for this one. But if you don't know they exist, go check them out because there's a lot of them. With the bonus episodes, this is episode 27.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Of our podcast just since January, which is awesome.
And you know what? Also, in the beginning, we have a guest and we'll have episode and then we have bonus, right? So it goes back to back. And then our life got changed.
Our life got a little
Something
fucking
happened.
insane.
We have little projects in LA and we were flying everywhere and we will record bonus episodes. And sometimes in that period of time, things would happen, things we would know, behavior will come of that guest. So we will go to bonus episode and film later and we're like, all right, did you change your mind? Is it still cool?
Yeah.
You know, like in a way, just
No
saying,
drama,
so
but just-
no
yeah.
drama, but in general, it's like you have time to think, rethink, and you're going to find on Trilogy Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And from Amazing London Jim Browning event, we brought 6 interviews. 5, 6?
Yeah, those are on Trilogy Plus too.
Exclusive interviews.
Kit Boga,
Starting
Pleasant
with Kit
Green,
Boga.
Deo. I obviously didn't have our same podcast format because we're here in LA. But yeah, we have a lot of guests. We have some more guests on the line. And I'm also hoping like maybe one of these days we'll get some guests that like, disagree with us. Maybe we'll get some guests that we want to have, debates with. Like, I don't know. I have big visions.
Ashton just want to fight somebody.
I can't, maybe I'm just, I'm sick of
Please.
fighting with you. I want to fight with someone else for a minute for a change. You've had enough of my snark.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
save
true.
it for some other people.
I'm becoming numb. And you just want to keep poking. I was like, not working anymore.
When I scroll and I see other podcasts, like oftentimes I see people that are like
No, of
having
course.
a debate about something,
Yeah,
and I enjoy that. Like
Disagreements
not
is
in
great.
any kind of mean-spirited way. I love the clashing of ideas, and I feel like sometimes
That's how the truth is born.
you and I, agreeing on most things, kind of we're screaming into a void, whereas maybe if we're challenged on some of our opinions,
Very true.
there could be some interesting discussion that comes out of that. That's all.
Ash, this baby Trilogy Media podcast, it's not even 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have everything.
It's barely walking. I mean, we're still
It's
wobbling. Wobbler. It's a wobbler.
Yeah. When the baby gonna get older, I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of people disagreeing, haters and stuff, and different opinions, which is amazing. Again, we're grateful. As of now, we can be on YouTube. One day we will be somewhere else. They can kick us out, but the only one thing that's gonna stay forever is Trilogy Plus. So please support Trilogy Plus. We have content creators. We have so much stuff that's happening on Trilogy Plus that you're gonna go check it out. And you're going to get in the ocean. So enjoy your freaking scuba diving and Trilogy Plus content.
You can meet Hood down there while he's down underwater. Thank you guys so much as always for watching. We'll have all the links below for everything. It's in the description.
Everything.
Our sponsors, Surfshark and Incogni. Go to both of those websites.com/trilogy. You get big discounts.
Support yourself, support us. If
Protect
you can.
yourself. Clean up your data and support Trilogy Media all in one go.
Use those links.
Mm-hmm.
Even me, the person who's like, I love negotiating and stuff. When I want to buy something, I always go and try to find like any discount, any
You're
code.
that guy.
Not that guy, but if I like, if I need new TV,
at
I don't
fucking
go shop. I don't go and
Costco.
buy.
Negotiating
Costco
with the cashier about the
No,
matcha prices.
Dude, you know where I'm going to negotiate? On the farmer's market. And this is another subject. You know what's so crazy? When you don't have a lot of money, you know where you go instead of grocery stores in Europe? You go to local farmers because they don't have to go and pay big, like Walmart or like Whole Foods or big organization money. So you can buy cheaper from them, get milk, get anything that you need, right? You go to, it's farmer's market. In America, farmer's market, I don't want to use those words, bad words. They're gonna rip you apart. They're gonna charge more money than Whole Foods or like organic stuff because you want to eat clean. Fucking everything is opposite. You should go to farmer's market for clean shit that costs less money, but somehow it's opposite. So anyway, yeah.
That was fascinating.
It was fascinating.
I'm so glad.
No, I'm just telling
learn
you
this.
that I go to farmers market and I negotiate.
So they're already
I love
getting
it.
screwed on their cut from the thing, and you want to come in and negotiate them more?
No, they just raising prices for one avocado is going to be $8.
Well, maybe they're paying out the ass for that farmer's market
Well,
spot.
you know what? They always give me a discount.
Wow.
The moral of the story, you need to ask.
Maybe it's your face.
Maybe it's
they
my
feel
face.
bad.
Feel bad? I feel bad about
Remind me
it.
never
Take
to
it
go
for
to a
free.
farmer's market with you. It sounds like a nightmare.
Good. Oh, yeah. Well, market in general, it's something that you need to Google.
Yeah, not with you though.
Well, yeah. Bad for you.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
If whatever we can take
So many thoughts.
out of this experience, that police getting more knowledge on this subject, on this situation, the awareness that happened, unfortunately, the victims that happened all these years, it's helping everybody. It's helping us to learn techniques, and police get their shit together and do something about it. So
I guess that's one final question that I would pose, if we can close this out with, is for anyone that's in law enforcement or any kind of decision-making capability that is listening to this, what would we say to them?
we'll go first.
Go ahead. I asked. I got to think of my answer first.
Oh, wow. So you...
I do what
asked
you
the
did.
question.
I did what you do to me all
You
the
asked the
time.
question,
You're like, oh, I have
but
a good idea.
you don't
Brother,
even-
tell us all about it. You do that all the time. Anyway, what would you say?
No, I honestly think if you're a decision maker, you can make a decision, you make a difference. I think being open-minded and get, like, we're not claiming that we're the most professional people on planet Earth, but we most accessible people on planet Earth. You can come to us if you need to learn something. And again, going to back when Cybersecurity Crime Division came to our hotel to try to learn what we do. I think it's a teamwork. You have to work with your community. You cannot turn your blind eye on this important subject. So please, if government is watching, we more funding, please, more funding to these issues, these problems. So
More
all I can say.
funding, more awareness.
More awareness, yeah.
And more open-mindedness. And just not all media is the devil.
Oh, yeah.
You know, not all of us are trying to film you at your worst and make you look bad for the sake of our benefit.
When you're doing things right, we're going to put you on pedestal.
Oh my
we
God.
put Glendale PD on pedestal. Because why? Because they fucking deserve it. If you do a shitty job, we're not here to do your TikTok video and you did something bad, we're going to show it to our viewers. If you did something good, we're going to show, like, there is, we don't do editing just for you.
Yeah. That's
Simple.
it.
Simple as that.
That's it. If
Should
you guys
do
have
good
more
things and-
questions, I mean,
yeah.
we could talk about this for days. Leave more comments below. If you want to hear more, we can revisit this topic sometime in a future episode. More guests coming, more episodes coming. Of course, as always, thank you so much for being here, for listening, for watching, however you're ingesting this. We appreciate you very much. Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks again, as always, for listening. Of course, as always, welcome to
Trilogy Media Podcast.
And go to the farmer's market and let me know how that goes.
We love you.
All right. Love you. Toodaloo.